Wow, Merry Christmas and good night, Sixers fans. After what felt like a week of NBA analysts, Sixers fans, NBA people worldwide doubting the Philadelphia 76ers coming up to this game against the Milwaukee Bucks, the first place in the Eastern Conference Milwaukee Bucks, led by, of course, the MVP leading candidate at the moment, Giannis Antetokounmpo. But the Philadelphia 76ers have been criticized like no other team in this league. Stepped up huge on Christmas Day and gave Sixers fans the best gift that they could have possibly given them. Guys, I'm in Parceo Philly, uniting all through sports and culture here in the beautiful city of Philadelphia, and today we're going to recap the Sixers versus the Bucks on Christmas Day. But let's get this started, guys, and don't go anywhere because you don't want to miss us. Let's go, guys. Yeah! Alright guys, before we move any forward, first off, Merry Christmas to everyone. Hopefully everyone had a great Christmas, spent good quality time with the family, and got the gifts that they all wanted. But guys, you guys can give me a personal gift yourself. You can help me out by helping me grow at Parceo Philly here in the Philadelphia landscape. It's quite easy. Just like this video, subscribe to this channel, hit the bell button for his notifications, as well as sharing this video and this channel to simply help me grow. Of course, guys, Sixers versus the Bucks. Now, last year, guys, Giannis Antetokounmpo, when he faced off against the Sixers, gave us all the possible fits that he could have. He honestly, since watching him come into the league, watching him evolve into the player he has, it is quite impressive. And in that draft that Giannis came out, it was the MCW draft. For us, it was the start of our process that we were going to try. Michael Carter-Williams was one of two of our rookies that season and actually won Rookie of the Year. And now, fast forward 6 years later, Giannis Antetokounmpo is a MVP candidate while Michael Carter-Williams is fighting for minutes. Well, back to present day. Now leading up to this game, I constantly heard NBA guys, Sixers fans, just doubting the Sixers and wondering how it was possible that the Sixers could possibly stop Giannis and this Bucks team that's been surging all season long. And I'm not gonna lie to you guys, I had my doubts and I had my skepticisms as well. Simply because I saw a team like the Milwaukee Bucks who play sound defense, who have a player like Giannis who's clearly evolved and clearly has turned into one of the top scorers in this league. And how is it that this Sixers team, who has been stopped over the last week through this college-based defensive system in the zone defense, and the fact that we have pretty much failed trying to space out the court to try to neutralize this zone defense that teams are approaching us with. How is it possible that we can beat the Milwaukee Bucks when we've been struggling spacing out teams, and we were about to face off against a Bucks team that plays good defense and has good length on their starting lineup as well. But boys and girls, the Philadelphia 76ers showed up from the minute the ball tipped off down at the Wells Fargo Center. I don't know if they got the gifts that they wanted, the Sixers players. I don't know if they had a great Christmas Eve. I don't know what it was, but they just came out with a certain aura, with this certain swagger. Like they were not going to lose on Christmas Day behind a sellout crowd down at the Wells Fargo Center, and it wasn't going to happen. But when we talk about this game as far as the Sixers side, you have to start off with Joel Embiid here, guys, because my man JoJo went off yet again on primetime TV against the best team in the Eastern Conference. JoJo would lead the Sixers in points and boards as he scored 31 points with 11 boards. And you can tack on 3 assists while also adding 2 blocks in this game as well. But JoJo was possessed. Everything was working for JoJo. We all know how he's such a dominant presence down in the paint. Right, not all of his shots were falling. He was 50% from the 3-point line, but he got you 3 threes. And when you can get 3 threes from your number 5, man, that's an added bonus, especially when you're not getting much shooting from your number 1. So, yes, Ben Simmons did not shoot a 3 in this game. Yes, that is correct. But overall, JoJo shot 52% from the paint, from the field, but he got you 31 points, and he gave you something a little extra different. And it's funny. What's really dominant, what's really great about Joel Embiid is that he is such a dominant presence down in the post that you saw whoever was playing at center for the Bucks would just drop back because they know how dangerous he is getting down into the paint. But you give him that much of a cushion, he's going to hit you with the three, and he did that on this night. And when he's on his game, when he's working it inside, when he's knocking down those trees, my man, it's impossible to stop. Impossible to stop. But he absolutely led the Sixers team to victory. And what's even greater is you're starting to see maturity from your leader here in Joel Embiid. All right, you're seeing after press conference, you're hearing him talk with some humbleness. In his first couple of years, JoJo's confident, and we love that about JoJo. But sometimes the snarky comments, the low blows, the one hitters, the little jab shots that he would take at the opponent, it's great and all, but at times we just want you to just do the talking on the court. And also too is I heard JoJo talking to Boris Dirk and him talking about we're focused on the playoffs. We're focused on long term. We're trying to do what we got to do right now, and that is really what I want to hear because. Yeah, like right now in the regular season, what you're doing is you're preparing yourself. This long NBA season is an absolute preparation for the playoffs because the playoffs is a shorter season, you got to prepare yourself mentally. And the way you prepare yourself for the playoffs is getting the stuff that you need to work on out of the way now in these regular season games that they don't matter as much as the playoffs. So him having that vision down the line, knowing that at the end of the day, we've done what we've done in the regular season. We have shown that we can be the best team in the NBA in the regular season. But we need to get all the flaws and all the mistakes and everything we need to get out the way now so that come playoff time, we don't have to worry about that. JoJo, great game by you, man. Great game. We need to continue seeing this play from you. And ever since some Shaq comments, I've seen a different JoJo. I really have. We haven't seen the soft Joel Embiid. Let's talk about the other leader because Ben Simmons, he did step up here. He was another reason why we were able to win this game here. Now again, he didn't take a jumper, he didn't go for the three, but he was big on the defensive on the defense as well. When he's contributing on the defense, most of the time you're going to win these ball games. But for the final stat line here, Ben would give you 15 points with 14 dimes and 7 boards. And more importantly, like I mentioned on the defensive side, he gave you 2 blocks with 3 steals. Ben was pushing. Ben led the charge. Ben led the aggressiveness for this Sixers team. It wasn't a triple-double, but you saw a hunger and you saw the competitiveness from Ben Simmons here. Okay? And this is the thing with Ben Simmons, and this is the problem I have with Ben Simmons, is the fact that he has his own switch. No one is turning on Ben Simmons' switch besides Ben Simmons. You knew he was going to come up big in this game. This is primetime TV on Christmas Day. You're facing off against Giannis Antetokounmpo. Everyone keeps comparing you to this player in Giannis Antetokounmpo. You knew he was going to step up here. He doesn't like to get shown up by other players. He wants to be the alpha male. And it's great that he shows up when we need him to, but I've constantly beat this subject to the ground, and it's you can't just show up when you want. Great players show up night in and night out. It doesn't matter if you're facing off against the 2010s Golden State Warriors or if you're facing off against the bad Sacramento Kings teams. You have to show up, Ben. You have to show up. But kudos, because he was a main contributor to the reason why we won this game as well. Tobias Harris has been a consistent scorer throughout this season. And in this game, Toby, again, was a consistent scorer. The 3 ball was falling for Tobias Harris as well. He shot 71% from the 3-point line. He was 5 for 7 for threes. He would have 22 points, 2 assists, and 4 boards. So again, he's being a consistent scorer for you, and his 3 ball was falling. Great game by Tobias Harris. Al Horford, another one, had a solid game here. He was a serious contributor. He was more of a contributor on the defensive side here on this night. He would be on on Giannis Antetokounmpo. We'll talk about in a second what they did defensively that threw off Giannis, but Al Horford was a huge part of the reason of stopping Giannis on this game. He would finish with 11 points, 5 assists, 10 boards, and he was just active. He also got you 3 threes as well, just like Joel Embiid. He did have more attempts, and he would shoot 42%, but that's all right. Al Horford on this team is taken over similarly to what JJ Redick was the last couple seasons. You're looking for some veteran leadership from Al Horford. You're looking for him to do whatever coach asks you. So like in this game, Al had a predominantly defensive role here. He would have a big role defensive wise, and he knocked down a couple shots when you need him to, and that's really what you're asking Al Horford to do. All right, last but not least on the starting lineup, Josh Richardson. My boy Josh had a solid game here too as well. He'd add 18 points. He'd have 4 assists and 5 boards. So not bad by Josh Richardson. He would shoot 36% from the field. He would knock down 4 3-pointers. It's not a bad game here from Josh Richardson as well. You're not going to get the Miami game nights every night from Josh Richardson, but I definitely think we could see a little bit more from Josh Richardson. I want to see his average get up there a little bit as far as points per game, because right now you're getting about an average of 15 points per game from Josh Richardson. Let's see if we can get that a little closer to 20 points, my man. So as far as the bench goes, you didn't get too much reduction, but there was one player in particular that gave you essentially a boost to help you win this game, and that is Furkan Korkmaz. Now, Furkan over the last couple games has really stepped up big, and he's looking like the Korkmaz from earlier in the season. Now, a lot of times we forget that Korkmaz is still a young guy who is a Euro guy who's shown you especially throughout the season, that has a lot of potential to be a helper for you on this team here. Transitioning from the Euro game to the American game can be difficult. The way they play over in Europe is different from the way we play here in America. It's a lot more physical over here. The players in the NBA are a lot more athletic than any of the players in Europe. So him trying to transition to that, and also not having a set role with the Philadelphia 76ers with this time here, but I think we finally have found a spot for Furkan Korkmaz, and it's up to Furkan to see if he can actually meet up to these expectations of trying to fill that role. Him coming off the bench as that 2 guard, being able to shoot at will. That's really what we need Furkan to do. It'd be nice to not have to go on the trade deadline, look for a shooter and overpay for a rental for a shooter. If Furkan can develop in being that bomber like Brett Brown keeps saying, then this would really help us out. But Furkan, back-to-back nights, back-to-back games, stepped up and he looked good. And in this game, Furkan got 16 points, 2 assists. He was an 80% shooter on this game, 4 for 5. My man was nearly perfect here in this game against the Bucks, and he was an absolute difference maker. And we're going to absolutely need the production that Furkan's giving you at this moment, because he was able to help your spacing situations as well. When the Bucks went in the zone, if it wasn't Tobias knocking down the 3, there was Josh, there was Al, there was JoJo, there was Furkan. So big performance by Furkan Korkmaz. He truly gave us the gift that we all wanted. But guys, the Bucks did try to use the zone on the Sixers on this day. The ability of the Sixers to shoot the 3, to shoot the ball in general, was able to neutralize that zone defense. And after that, the Bucks had no answers on stopping the Sixers. And plus, when the Sixers defense is on point and guarding guys like they're supposed to, creating turnovers, moving on the transition game, that is huge. And we got to talk about the game plan the Sixers put to try to stop Giannis Antetokounmpo, because it was absolutely brilliant. And we talked about this up and coming to this game. How would the Sixers be able to stop or even slow down Giannis Antetokounmpo? You would expect him to get his looks. Well, quite frankly, you stopped him. And what was brilliant was Brett Brown's strategy to try to stop Giannis. What the Sixers did was they threw different players at Giannis that give him a little something different and really threw him off. Giannis is a streaky shooter. He when he's in his zone, he's in his zone. So throwing Al Horford, throwing JoJo, throwing Ben Simmons, throwing Tobias, giving him different looks, and all 4, whoever was guarding Giannis on this day, did their job and slowed down Giannis Antetokounmpo, and that really was the main difference of stopping him. He only got you 18 points. That's huge. You will take that. And the thing was, you stopped Giannis Antetokounmpo, no one else on the Bucks really stepped up. Yeah, Chris Middleton had 31 points for the Bucks, but he would come on late in the game, and it really wasn't enough. And when the Sixers were playing as well as they did, the starting lineup looked good. The threes were falling for the Sixers on this day. We were looking like the fucking Golden State Warriors with Steph Curry and Klay Thompson. Them Johns were wet. The Sixers as a whole shot 47% from the three-point line and knocked down 21 threes. That's the most this season. So the Sixers truly were playing possessed on Christmas Day. The Sixers frustrated Giannis Antetokounmpo so much. You could see on the sideline, he was so frustrated. He definitely seemed flabbergasted of his performance and the fact that the Bucks were losing the way they were against the Sixers. They did not look like the Bucks team that we've seen all season long. And Giannis even got teed up here in this game. It was like 6 minutes left in the fourth quarter, and Josh Richardson went to go for the steal, but accidentally caught him in the eye, and there was no foul called on the play. And Giannis got a little bit too upset. He was going after the ref. Like, dude, what are you doing? And he got teed up there. But again, great job by the Sixers on their performance here against the Bucks. This is what you want from your Sixers. But the thing is, like, we've seen this from the Sixers. Like, the Sixers have beaten all the top four teams in the East. All right, you beaten the Bucks, you beaten the Celtics, you beaten the Heat. You still have question marks on this team. And really the main question mark is consistency. We want to see consistency. Everything we did in this game was perfect. It was great. But we want to see this for a longer period of time. Next up, this for the Sixers, it's a short break. You're back at it. You're facing off against the Orlando Magic down in Orlando. It's a 7 o'clock p.m. tip-off. And last time you faced off against Orlando, they got you. They beat you. You are the Sixers. You just beat the best team in the Eastern Conference without sweating. You got to take care of business against the Magic. But guys, that's all I got for you as far as the Sixers on Christmas Day. Final score again, the Sixers take care of business against the Milwaukee Bucks, winning 121-109, giving us the best Christmas gift we could have asked for this season. But guys, thank you so much for watching, but I want to hear from you. In the comments below, let's talk Sixers. How you guys feeling after the Sixers beat the Bucks? And again, guys, if you are a fan of what you saw today and you want to see more and you want to see Parceo Philly grow here in Philadelphia, you can absolutely help me out doing that. Help me out by liking this video, subscribing to this channel, hitting the bell button for the notifications, as well as sharing this video and this channel. And guys, if you want to follow me on other platforms, social media, absolutely do so. Follow me on Twitter at Parceo Philly, and you can also follow me on Instagram at L_Parceo_Philly. And until next time, guys, I am Parceo Philly telling you guys, Merry Christmas.